Intro. Welcome everyone to our Lunch and Learn with Abra. Today we're speaking with Daniel, who is the founder of Abra, correct?
Yep.
Yep. And they help Shopify clients with promotions at checkout. And yeah, there's no other company that is doing what they're doing. So I'll kind of hand it off to Daniel to do a quick introduction about himself and the company.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I'm planning today. I'll give you a little bit of breakdown on what we do, who I am, what my team is, and then I'll try and do a hands-on demo to show you as clear as possible, and I'll try and give as much room for questions and all that fun stuff.
Perfect.
Okay. I don't typically use decks, but I've prepared a deck. It's a very short one. I'll just assume everyone can see this. Let me know if you can't. At a high level, what we do with Abra is we help merchants increase conversions through simple personalization. And I'll tell you a little bit about how I came to that. I've been a merchant for 8 years. And something I find is like when we talk about personalization, there's kind of like a spectrum where I was a marketer in my store and it was super hard for me to change my website if I was like running a different sale tomorrow. But then, you hear about personalization, and on the other end of the spectrum, it's like personalization needs to be this crazy technical thing and it's got to be one-to-one or it's not worth it. And I just don't believe that. I think like the world needs some simple personalization for marketers so that, merchants can create great experiences for their customers. And the place we've really started is with promotions. And I'll show you a bunch of how that looks today. But we've seen like amazing results for merchants, especially if they're using discounts or promotions anywhere in their ads or emails. We've seen customers reducing their cost per purchase by 20 to 50% through ads. Or retargeting, and whether that's retargeting or new customer acquisition. And then on the email retention side, we simply just make a lot of things possible which aren't possible today. And like even in my own store, we saw 100% increase in our click to conversion rate and that sort of thing. So I'll show you a little bit about that. Again, those numbers sound big and they are really impactful. But it's not really a secret how we do it. I'll show you. It's just good user experience. It's pretty hard to do technically, but it is a simple customer and merchant experience. So I'll get into that. So just a little bit of background on myself, the team. So I'm Daniel. I'm the CEO of Abra. I've been working in e-commerce for the last 10 years. I joined Shopify in 2013 as a product manager. Shopify had about 60,000 customers at the time, around 100 people in R&D. And so I worked on merchant onboarding. I built the first version of channels leading up to IPO. And I later worked on the buy button. And in my later years as a product lead, I built the marketing section in Shopify. So you go into Shopify, in the admin, the marketing area there was kind of my baby. And along the way, I've also run my own store. It's called Bull and Cleaver. I'll show you it as I'm demoing. I've been running that since 2015. That's me. And then my two other co-founders also worked at Shopify. Ilya was a designer, and he's our chief design officer. And he worked at Shopify for 5 years, worked with me on marketing tech. He's also been a merchant that's done over $10 million in the last 3 years. And he kind of helps, obviously, design the product and making sure we have a great vision for the merchant and customer experience. But he also helps our partners onboard merchants and kind of make sure their campaigns launch and are very successful. And then Ryan is our CTO. He spent 5 years at Shopify. He worked on the themes team and built a lot of the platform and infrastructure features. And in the past, he built and sold a Shopify app on the upsell space, and he was recently at Spotify. So we know Shopify. We still know a lot of the people there, and we really enjoy building on the stuff. And now we're doing it as our own company. And on the advisor side, we've got the founder of Privy on our one of our first investors, and then a lot of ex-VPs and Arthi used to be head of product marketing at Shopify. So very Shopify friendly kind of team. And that's kind of where we start. So, coming back to the idea around personalization. So, a big problem I see in e-commerce is like, when you go to a real store, there's layers to it, right? There's nuance. There might be multiple promotions. There might be upsells when you're getting near the cash register. There's different products in different areas. There's a rich experience when you're in a retail store. And it's kind of surprising to me a little bit that when you actually go to an online store, most merchants, I would say, don't have a lot of ability to customize the store for all the things that they have going on. Like what I see most of the time with merchants is they kind of got one promotion they show to everyone. And then in their email or their ad channels, they might be, talking about a promotion or an offer or an experience. But when people actually visit the website, there's a big disconnect. That was a problem in my store when I was running, say, a sale on grass-fed beef jerky, and I told someone that we get that discount. When they clicked onto my website, unless I built a landing page, they couldn't see it. And even if I built a landing page, it didn't follow them through experience. So, for me, we think about the online store as being the future and like anything is possible. But I actually think there's a lot of layers to the retail store experience that we want to kind of make possible on the online store. So what Abra does, and I'll show you how it kind of works. But like at its simple level, we allow merchants and the marketers that work for them to create better shopping experience for their customers. And we abstract all the complexity of promotions and like executing them on their channels. So there's two parts to the platform. We have a very deep technical background in building platform products at Shopify. So we do have a SDK that I'm happy to talk about and show some of the custom things you can build for clients. And this is why it's very important for me to work with agencies, because we can kind of make anything possible and it's very exciting to us. But at its core, we do have a simple product, which I'll show you, where if you're running a promotion tomorrow, the client decides, hey, we've got too much inventory. Can we change out this promotion and send an email? Or like, our retargeting ads aren't converting as well as we could. Can we actually change the offer? It's something the marketer, like our EU or the merchant, can do kind of the next day. And that's the part that we really try to make easy. So I mentioned a couple things that we see through the experiences. So, where there's a typical promotion email, which typically you just say, hey, get this code, and hopefully they use that. We make it a lot clearer that discount. We show it in context. We actually apply the discounted price. And what we've seen is that is a huge driver of increase in conversion rate. So, I think it's one thing to say if you're selling a $3,000 couch and you're giving someone $100 off, they can do the math on, how much cheaper that is. But we've seen, especially in CPG, beauty, even in apparel, where there's multiple units that are added to cart, people being able to calculate how much am I actually going to pay at the end of the day is quite important. One, because I think it makes them feel comfortable, it gets them further in the funnel, but also sometimes like if people have to hit a free shipping threshold, if they miss that free shipping threshold because they don't know what this costs, they're going to hit checkout and it says they're going to get charged for shipping, they're going to churn. So, the secret for me on where I see conversion rate increases coming from is that age-old story of, as a brand, I would, I hear from merchants all the time, they're like, oh, the people that buy anyways and don't use our discount code, they're special people. They don't need a discount. They just love our product so much. And frankly, I kind of call bullshit on that a little bit, because I've run a brand, and for every one of those, like we get a flood of emails from merchants being like, hey, I bought anyways, but like my discount didn't apply. Can you please fix that? And so for me, the thing I look at is there's this huge population of your customers, could be 20, 30% of them, that are just getting confused by what that promotion is. They clicked on your ad, they clicked on your email, and they get to the site and they're like, wait, I thought I was getting a deal, right? So I'll get into the fun stuff. I can't hear questions, right?
Oh, sorry, that was me.
Yeah, go ahead.
So it might be better kind of explained from the paid search side, but I know in Google Shopping you can put promotions like free shipping, special offer, X% off for specific products. Do your promotions also natively integrate with Google Shopping for those to like populate those site links or whatever you'd call them, or promotion line items?
Yeah, so we have we don't automate kind of the integration with Google Promotions, but we have several customers that use us explicitly within their retargeting ads on the Google side. What a problem merchants have sometimes is like, you have that promotion, you say, oh, we've got a Labor Day sale and we're giving you 15% off on this product. But then when people, like, Google doesn't give you an easy way to actually make sure the people see that promotion. You know what I mean? Like, you have to show that promotion to everyone on your site. So we had a customer that was uploading their abandoned checkout lists and retargeting those people in Google. And I'll show you the way Abra works. It's just a parameter that you put in the URL. So you can add the Abra parameter into your ads, and then it will dynamically actually show that promotion when they get to the storefront. Does that make sense? It might be easier when I show the demo, but yeah.
It doesn't integrate directly with like Merchant Center listings. Like, it won't get like the product, like it won't tag on like search engine results pages. But you're saying, like, let's say you put in that, like, a specific parameter on, I guess it would kind of work when they got on site, but it wouldn't work on like the shopping listing. So you could put that parameter in the back end of like a shopping campaign. They click through, and then when they arrive at the site, they see the crossed out pricing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see if there could be like any, that is one thing, like, that I do see as a slight issue. I'm just trying to scratch my brain. I mean, have you had like any clients have like, put like maybe a different tag that would indicate that there would be a promotional discount when they arrived at the website?
Yeah, so the merchant that we were working with, they were doing the promotion, using the promotion tag in Google, and they were even applying the discounts in the background.
Right.
But their conversion gap was that people weren't seeing on the storefront. So I believe the way we did it is, because you can configure it by collection. I believe it was like we created a different ad by collection, and in the parameter template, we just did it manually. There was no big need to kind of do it automated yet. We might in the future, but yeah, I'm happy to kind of dive into that together too.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. So I'm going to get into the demo super soon. I just wanted to kind of go over some of the nuts and bolts. This is like, and happy to dive into more questions. But how we work with agencies, there's the typical stuff, right? Okay, cool. The rev share, and we offer a lifetime rev share on the value of the customer. The other big things are, I'll show you this when you get into the product a little bit, but the one thing we do is we can update prices and we can show and we can hide anything. So some of the crazy things we're working on with different merchants are actually building dynamic components that they want to say use in the influencer campaigns or in some of their retention campaigns or those sort of things. So we really look at this as a platform where you're not just doing me a favor and getting the quick one on the conversion rate. That's lovely, very exciting. But this can become a new billable item as you guys become more sophisticated and understand our platform. We want to make this a platform agencies can build on top of. And then the third thing is like, for new client builds, we have merchants that are using this as their system of record for all their promotions, and so we can tie into. So that's kind of the financial side, and I think it'll make a bit more sense as I kind of show you how it works. But for actually kind of getting anyone to use it and working with us, it's quite simple. You install the app on the client shop, or get the client to install the app. we have a referral link that Cassandra has as well that we'll kind of refer you through. So it's attributed to Smart Sites and yourself. And then we set up dynamic pricing. So we just get partner access to the store. It takes us 2 days to set up usually the dynamic pricing, no matter what the store looks like. And then you get your first campaign live. Typically, merchants will see, especially if you're running ads or email, you'll typically see the product pay for itself in the first 30 days, or first campaign even, I would say. And yeah, from there you can build on top of it. But yeah, let me get through to the demo now. Can everyone still see my screen here in Shopify?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me show you my store. So we sell biltong. It's like South African beef jerky, essentially, made in America, but it's like a South African way of making beef jerky that's naturally healthy. It's like steak. It's very tasty. I have many different flavors that people can try. And so we do many offers for new customers and for repeat customers. So when I would run a promotion, we have a taster pack where we kind of allow everyone to try everything, and we would be strategic about, especially based on our inventory, maybe we have this flavor like Smokehouse that we're trying to drive adoption on. Now, if I was trying to run a promotion on this, as you know, even if I've given them a discount in email, if they don't know where the discount code goes, like they might not know that this product's actually saving 15% off or 20% off on it. And if they go into cart, they aren't going to know that either, because it's not applied there. And when they get to checkout, they're not going to have the discount code there. That's an old one I have. So the merchant has to come in here, add it to checkout, and only then do they know how much they're going to pay. So I'll show you how Abra works. So with Abra, what happens is this is the dynamic pricing setup that I was mentioning that usually takes 2 days for a client. So what we do is we go throughout the store. It doesn't matter what apps the merchant's using, whether it's upsells, whether it's search, whether it's subscriptions. We create a map of where all their prices are in the store. And then when they come into Abra to create a promotion, they pull the discount from Shopify. So you can, the easy way for us to kind of show how Abra works is, you can take a discount you're already using and you can pull it right into Shopify. And you can control whether you show that promotion to only customers that have the link or to everyone on the store. And so just for some context, our best customers use Abra in about 8 different channels. So they use Abra in their new customer acquisition. They use us in their welcome flows. They use us in their retention flows. They use us in their retargeting. They use us in their influencer campaigns. They use it kind of across the board because I'll show you it right now. The thing with Abra is you can create a promotion experience that you only show to a certain customer of a certain segment of your customers. So now we have the promotion. You can see we're pulling the logic. So I'm only discounting my spicy products in my store. It's pulling the logic in there, and we're storing that in meta fields in Shopify. And then we've got our blocks. So these are things that can follow the merchant throughout the experience on the site, where it's a pop-up, it's on the home page, on the collection page, or on the product page. And so you can have the big thing we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, congratulations, your discount's been applied. So you know that you're getting that code that you clicked on that email or that ad. And then on the product page, we're saying, okay, you're saving this with a code. So we found, the secret sauce, I'm sure from conversions, is often it's just consistency through the experience, right? Like that offer you saw in the email, the ad, you're going to continue showing it to you, right, as you go through your experience. And when you see that in checkout, you're going to be, less likely to abandon it. Okay, so now we're going to grab the link. So over here, you'll see AbraLink equals the code ID. So you can use this parameter anywhere, right? So if you're working in Google, right, you're just adding this as another parameter. the big advantage we have again with any dynamic kind of URL redirection is it will work anyway. So for example, I can link to the home page. Here I'm going to link to one of my collection pages. And so if you remember the experience I just showed you, the customer's got to remember to add that code to checkout. Let's show you what happens with Abra. So now you will see that it's already said, okay, your discount's been applied. And you'll notice that some of the prices here are already marked down. The ones that are marked down are all the spicy products, all the products that have chili. Because I said, congratulations, your discount code spicy20. I should probably rewrite this copy and say, congratulations, you saving on all of our spicy products, right? So, and if I want to push the CRO here, I might like add a tag here to say, this is being discounted. So you can do that in Abra. I could also have a banner at the top of the collection page that I'm only turning on when the promotion is active. That uses the same copy, same image that you might have in the email. Okay, so next, let me just quickly clear this card because I've got a few too many things in here. So next, I'm gonna add, let me just add this product, the promotion's not eligible. Oops. This product, the promotion's not eligible, behaves how you'd expect. Okay, cool. Now, the chili biltong, it's marked down right there. You saw the price dynamically updating there. I'm going to add it to cart, and it's actually adding the discounted price right there in the cart. So as a customer, I'm seeing consistency with what I saw on the product page, which I saw on the collection page, which I saw on the content. Now, when I get to checkout, I'm going to see the discount applied, and I'm ready to kind of buy. So yeah, that's the basics of kind of how Abra works. So, we take any promotion that you have in Shopify, and we'll apply it on the collection page, product page, search results, upsells, you name it. And you can run any number of these campaigns concurrently. So, we just clicked on that one over there that was on the spicy products. If I click on this one, this is 20% site-wide. You'll see completely different experience, dynamically updated. This one's actually showing you, hey, this code has been applied on the price that you have. Again, 20% applied on each one now. I'm going to get to checkout. And so, the important thing here is also it's lightning fast. We use as little code as possible. I think we use 15 kilobits of JavaScript to execute everything. And it's lightning fast. Yeah, so that's the basics of Abra. I'm happy to kind of show you that a bit more. And then, like I said, like both my co-founder and I spent quite a lot of time on developer products. So some of the key things we can do, like the styling of those blocks, there's like infinite options that you can kind of use over here. So we have, for example, this merchant, Jenny Bird, very like, luxury kind of brand. We've adapted it to match their styling when they're using our product. And then we also have a JavaScript SDK. So this allows you to activate Abra anyway, just through JavaScript. And we can also show and hide different components. So some of the things we do through this, and we've got a couple tutorials, is like we found hiding the Klaviyo modal that like is doing email collection when I'm doing a promotion to an existing high value segment. That obviously increases conversion rate. So that's something we do through Abra. Some other things that we're working with customers doing is like a logged in experience. So I know memberships are kind of all the rage, but like you can basically, whenever someone logs into the store, you can apply a certain discount just through JavaScript. And there's kind of infinite possibilities there, but that can be kind of a story for another day. But yeah, that's the basics of how Abra works. Any questions?
How long does it take to get started?
Typically we do the onboarding for the merchants in under 2 days to get them up and running. But then they are off to the races and usually don't need our help. So we have built integrations with all of the archetype themes. So Archetype's one of the bigger theme developers. We have a partnership with them. And then I think all of the Shopify themes right now we can onboard instantly. But yeah, if it's a custom theme with custom integrations, it's usually 2 days.
I have a question. I might have missed it. I just joined. Do you guys only offer like a custom codes, like a discount codes, or is it automatic? Like buy one, get one, buy two, get one free? Do you do both?
Yeah, so we actually launching gift with purchase next month. So today we have the discounts right now, and then gift with purchase and buy X get Y. We launching in a couple weeks.
And do you know if they're going to be, I know with Discount Ninja, you can do more than one automatic discount. Do you know if it's going to be one per schedule, just like Shopify has, or are we able to schedule more than one automatic discount whenever you guys launch it?
Yeah, it's definitely many at once.
Okay, cool.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and you can gate some and you can show some as like public, as we call it, but yeah.
And I also know with Discount Ninja, I just work with that very closely. There's a problem whenever you launch a new theme after you develop it. For some reason, their code being just disappearing. Do you have the same thing, or is it all consistent?
So we use app embeds. I mean, they might too. I think most people do. If they don't, it would be a bad sign. But yeah, so app embeds carries all the code over to kind of the next theme, as long as they make sure they still turn that on. Because we are modeling prices across them, sometimes we do have to look at the theme again if they make significant changes to how their prices work and that sort of thing. But usually that's just something to give us a heads up and we can adjust it quite quickly.
Okay, awesome. That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Yeah, and one thing I would say is, if you have a merchant or a use case that you'd want to kind of explore, like always, I hope my email is available. You're always welcome to email me and kind of ask. Me and my co-founders love kind of working on this stuff and happy to make anything kind of happen and possible. And if there is a fit with a merchant, again, it's pretty simple. Just have them install the app and then we reach out immediately, and it'll be we're all very involved in kind of getting them set up. Yeah.
Awesome. And then I guess the last thing, I don't know if you touched on this, but like maybe pricing information, it's pretty affordable. So maybe just touching on that really quick.
Yeah, so our entry level plan is $9 and then 3% of attributed revenue. But we usually, merchants try that out the first time. They're like, oh, not sure how well it's going to convert. Pretty low risk to try it there. And then our subscription plans are $149 a month and $249 a month, based on kind of the amount of traffic in the store. But yeah, like I said, most merchants will kind of, it'll pay for itself in the first campaign they run.
So with the subscription plan, is that I guess removing the eligibility for the 3% of the attributable sales? Okay.
Yeah. We remove it from there, so there's no performance based on those plans. Yeah,
and then
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Nope, it's good.
I was going to ask if there's any other criteria. Like, obviously, this is only available for Shopify clients. Does that include Shopify and Shopify Plus?
Yeah, anyone on Shopify or Shopify Plus, I would say headless is It depends. I wouldn't say it's a slam dunk if they're using headless, because we've kind of seen good, the bad, and the ugly there in terms of integrating with them. But if they're using Shopify, and we can work with any theme, but it's a lot of the some of the fancier, nicer features, especially on the storefront experience. It's nice if they're using Online Store 2.0, i.e. with sections and that kind of thing.
Well, and for the audience, just out of curiosity, how many of you guys have clients that are currently using promotions? Is it pretty common across the board?
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
That's great to hear. And I wonder how their experience has been with like integrating it into their site, like if there's any issues going on, because if so, it would be definitely be worth mentioning Abra on your next call.
Yeah, and one thing I would say is something I'm very open to is if you do have a client that you think would be a good fit, I do a lot of looms. So if you want me to make a little bit more of a personalized explanation of kind of how it might work, I think like the perfect case is like a customer that has like if they're running ads and they're using a discount code in the ad, like that's a no-brainer for how we can improve the experience. We're like, okay, you're clicking on the ad, you're saying there's a certain promotion, and then you don't see it. If you see it, they'll increase conversion. So that client is like a no-brainer, and like, they're gonna see 15 to 20% like immediately, like reduction in their ad spend and kind of people getting through the funnel. And then I'd say a merchant that's like got a good sense of retention of like running multiple offers for different groups, and they're lagging on having that experience side, like that's a clear area we can help. So, if you need any help, or even if it's just for you, or if you want to pass it on to the clients, I'm happy to do whatever you need to help make the case and make it simple on what it could look like.
Great. Any other questions from our team?
One little,
straightforward.
I was going to leave one little nerdy idea when we were asking about the attributed revenue. So one thing about the way we work that is like, because typically people are always like, can you trust the app developer when they're kind of doing that? So the way we calculate the attributed revenue is we when the cart shows up, we input something into the cart, say, hey, this is a live Abra session. So when the person actually purchases, you can go onto the orders that we are saying are attributed, and you can tell which ones they are. But what we do is we actually add a tag to the customer and to the order with the discount code. So you can actually search by order tags of Abra dash the discount code. And the cool part of that, besides you can trust us that we're not overbilling, is you can do analysis in Shopify now of cohorts of customers that use different retention offers and see how they converted and performed over time. So that sort of stuff is the things that really excites us and that we want to kind of build in the future, because we want to help you be smarter and about how you're doing those things. So always open to any ideas. We're a very product first team. So down for any ideas or observations that you have in using our product.
Awesome. Okay, one more question on my end. As far as like the onboarding goes, so for referring, it's super simple. Just have the client sign up via the link. That'd probably be the best way. But once they start getting onboarded, is there anything that our team would need to do on our end, like after they're onboarded?
Technically, no. Like we should be good to kind of set them up, assuming they have context. I would say the problem, like what the merchant needs is once they've set up the basics of Abra, they need to figure out what their first thing they're doing is. So, if it's the ad or it's the email or that sort of thing, and which code are they testing. So what would happen at that point is somebody would need to create the promotion that they're doing there, and then they'd want to put it into the email or the ad. So that needs to get solved. And I mean, something I wouldn't mind is like anytime you are referring a merchant, feel free to drop me an email and I can keep you looped in the process. It usually, I promise you, is not complicated. So it's we're not going to blow up your inbox with a lot of stuff. And maybe it would be a good process where when we're done, we can give you the thumbs up and be like, hey, it's all ready to go on your setup. You can ask us if you need help on running that first campaign and if there's any tweaks there. So I'm open to the process there. So we can be as hands-off as hands-on as you want in supporting you and the merchant and getting it done. But yeah, no technical needs, I would say.
Awesome. Wonderful. Anything else? Great. Thank you so much, Daniel, for taking the time out of your day to come on and tell us about Abra. I'm really excited about the product and this new partnership together. So yeah, hopefully we can start, having these conversations with some of our clients and see if it's a good fit for anyone. But yeah, if any other questions pop up, I'll be CCing Daniel in the follow-up email, and feel free to loop me and Daniel in as needed.
Sounds great.
Awesome. Bye,
Great
guys.
meeting you all. Cheers. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.